Hey there, ready for some seriously mind-blowing and interesting facts? Let's dive right in. The Adidas name comes from the combination of the names of the two brothers who founded the company, Adolf and Rudolf Dassler. Germany was the first country to implement daylight saving time. This change was introduced in 1916 as a way to conserve fuel during World War I. Now it's just a regular annoyance twice a year. Here's a cool flag fact. The Olympic rings are always red, black, blue, green, and yellow on a white background. Why? Because at least one of those colors appears on the flag of every nation in the world. Crustaceans come in many shapes and sizes, but at least 5 non-crab crustaceans have evolved into a crab-like form. For example, king crabs and hermit crabs are not true crabs. This tendency to evolve into a crab-like shape is called carcinization. Lisbon, founded around 1200 BC by the Phoenicians, is older than Rome, which was established around 753 BC. This makes Lisbon one of the oldest cities in Europe and the second oldest European capital city after Athens. By 2050, people over 60 will make up 22% of the world's population. Right now, it's only around 12.3%. Around 20% of Poland's population died in World War II, the highest percentage of any nation. The red-billed colea is the most common bird on Earth. These birds, found in sub-Saharan Africa, can wipe out crops in no time thanks to their massive flocks. The erosion rate of Niagara Falls has actually been measured to be about 0.98 feet per year. At this rate, it is estimated that the falls will take about 50,000 years to erode the remaining 32 kilometers or 20 miles to Lake Erie. Bermuda has a significant population of feral chickens, estimated to be around 20,000. These birds can cause considerable problems for the island's residents and farmers. They damage crops, disturb gardens, and can be quite noisy, especially at night. European eels embark on a remarkable life cycle. After years of growing and maturing without reproductive organs, they undergo a dramatic transformation. Their stomachs literally dissolve before the trip, meaning they can't even eat along the way. Swimming thousands of miles across the Atlantic Ocean, they reach the Sargasso Sea to reproduce and ultimately die. A genetic legacy from an extinct human species, the Denisovans, has enabled Tibetans to thrive at high altitudes. The EPS1 gene, often dubbed the super athlete gene, facilitates their adaptation to the thin, oxygen-deficient air of the Tibetan Plateau. This remarkable genetic trait, acquired through interbreeding with Denisovans, underscores the intricate ways in which human evolution has been shaped by interactions with other ancient hominid species. Spiciness is not a taste sensation, but rather a form of pain. When we consume spicy food, the capsaicin in chili peppers activates pain receptors on our tongues and mouths. This triggers a burning sensation, often described as spicy. This process is known as chemisthesis, where chemical compounds stimulate receptors for other senses, such as pain, touch, and thermal perception. Be careful if you're out in the wild. The water hemlock, a super toxic plant, is no joke. Even a little bit of its poison, cycitoxin, can cause violent convulsions, breathing problems, and even heart failure. It's one of the deadliest plants out there, definitely not something to mess around with. But how does this toxin works in our body? Cycitoxin acts as a potent stimulant, causing excessive excitation of neurons. This overstimulation leads to an increase in the release of neurotransmitters, such as glutamate, which are involved in communication between nerve cells. The excessive release of glutamate can cause a condition known as excitotoxicity. This occurs when neurons are overstimulated to the point of damage or death. The hyperactivity of the central nervous system can lead to severe convulsions, seizures, and respiratory failure. The Baikal seal is a unique and fascinating creature. It is the only true freshwater seal in the world, and its presence in Lake Baikal is a testament to its remarkable adaptability. Scientists believe that the Baikal seal's ancestors may have traveled hundreds of miles to reach Lake Baikal during the last ice age. As glaciers advanced and retreated, the seal population may have become stranded in the lake, leading to their evolution into a distinct freshwater species. If you've got a dog, especially one that hasn't been spayed, You might have had the unpleasant surprise of finding some blood on your favorite couch. That's because they've gone into heat, also known as estrus. But here's the thing. Unlike menstruating animals, the blood in dogs during estrus comes from dilated blood vessels in their vagina. This happens when their estrogen levels go up while they're fertile, causing a little bit of blood to leak out. Oaks, towering members of the Fabaceae family, are renowned for their susceptibility to lightning strikes. Their widespread distribution in the northern hemisphere, combined with their impressive height and deep root systems, makes them prime targets for electrical discharges. Oaks tend to retain more moisture than other trees, and their hollow water-filled cells enhance their conductivity, further increasing their risk of being struck. Canada? It's got 9% of the world's forests. Ever get chills when listening to music? That's your brain releasing dopamine. This surge of dopamine can produce a range of physical sensations, including chills, goosebumps, and a sense of euphoria. Casimir Funk was a Polish biochemist generally credited with being one of the first to formulate the concept of vitamins in 1912, which he initially called vital amines or vitamins. He believed that all vitamins contained an amine group, hence the name. Ironically, it was later discovered that not all vitamins have amine groups, but the name stuck. Some spiders, like orb-weaving spiders, use their webs as extended auditory sensors. The spider's web acts like a giant ear, amplifying sounds and vibrations, allowing the spider to detect potential prey or predators from a distance. This enhanced hearing ability gives them a significant advantage in their environment. Ever heard of the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale? It's used to measure how intense a hurricane is, all based on its wind speeds. It was created back in 1969 by Herbert Saffir, a civil engineer, and Robert Simpson, the head of the National Hurricane Center at the time. Horseshoe crabs have two main eyes located on the top of their heads. Additionally, they have numerous small, light-detecting organs called ocelli scattered throughout their bodies. These ocelli help them sense changes in light intensity and are useful for navigation and avoiding predators. The lump you feel in your throat when you're stressed or crying is primarily caused by the tension of your vocal cords, which can contract or tighten in response to strong emotions. Russia's got more trees than any other country, with an estimated 642 billion trees. This is due to its vast size and the large amount of forested land it possesses. However, when considering the density of trees per square kilometer, Finland takes the lead with an impressive 72,500 trees per square kilometer. This high density is due to Finland's extensive coniferous forests, which are known for their high tree density. Since 1994, dogs have been banned from Antarctica as a precautionary measure to protect the continent's delicate ecosystem. There was concern that dogs might introduce diseases to the native seal populations, which could have devastating consequences for these vulnerable animals. Ocean viruses play a crucial role in marine ecosystems. They are the most abundant entities in the ocean, with numbers reaching into the millions per milliliter of seawater. Despite their size, these tiny organisms have a massive impact on marine life and global processes. Ocean viruses infect marine microorganisms, including bacteria and algae, influencing nutrient cycles and energy flows in the ocean. Marine viruses help control the population of their hosts. By infecting and lysing or bursting, these cells viruses release organic matter back into the water. This process, known as the viral shunt, redirects carbon and nutrients away from higher trophic levels. Instead, these nutrients remain available for microbial use, maintaining the balance of the marine food web. Did you know that millipedes hatch as legless larvae, often referred to as ovoids? These larvae are typically white and blind. After a few molts, they begin to develop segments and their first set of legs. This gradual leg development is a unique characteristic of millipedes, setting them apart from other arthropods, although not exclusive to them. Io, one of Jupiter's moons, is the most volcanically active body in our solar system. You can even observe its frequent and powerful eruptions from Earth-based telescopes, thanks to its wild tidal interactions with Jupiter and nearby moons. Glaciers and ice sheets hold about 69% of the world's freshwater. Ever wondered how those delicious clams and oysters end up safe to eat? Well, it's all thanks to a process called depuration. It's a process used to purify bivalve shellfish, such as clams, oysters, and mussels, by removing harmful contaminants from their tissues. This is particularly important because these shellfish are filter feeders, meaning they naturally absorb substances from the water they inhabit, including pollutants, bacteria, and toxins from algae. Thanks for joining on this fact-finding adventure. Did you find these random tidbits as fascinating as I do?